Hey everybody, it's Pastor Steve here. I'm going to give us a quick little introduction to the My Story section of our How Do I Fit project. So I'm here at the youth, Grace Youth website. So what you want to do is come over here and click on the How Do I Fit button on the side. And that takes you to our main index of the How Do I Fit project. And you can see I've been through my style and through my gifts, and now we're moving into my story. And this is all part of this big topic this fall called the Me God is Creating. So we're going to come down here to my story and click on that. And so you can go to this anytime you need to. And really what we're talking about is our family tree. And I've got a fun little thing, the Tigger's family tree. It's not going to be quite as fun as that, but the idea here is that you have a story to tell, and that your story is actually the combination of all of the stories that have come before you, in your parents, in your grandparents, in your foster parents, in your adopted parents, your guardians, whoever has raised you. And I want you to go ahead and read through this thing called the Simple Plan and mapping it out. But what I want to show you in this is just this thing that's called a genogram. And here I've given you an example of one. But before I show you that example, I want to show you that there are some key links down here to a website that has a great explanation of genograms. So if you come down here and first click on examples of genograms, it's going to take you to this website called Genogram Analytic. Now don't worry, this website is actually trying to sell you a software program, and that's not what I'm obviously asking you to do. But for free, it has some examples of what genograms look like. And so I encourage you to check this out. And you'll see that there's different ways, different examples. First of all, like this one is Emily's genogram. This one shows different how to group different things. But the important thing is if you come over here to Genograms, to this little button, go down to the button that says Symbols and click on that, because this is what's really, really the important part of what we're doing. Because to create a genogram is basically a simple way to draw out your family tree, and it begins with these simple symbols, like a square is for male, circle is for female. Then you put the birth date here and the age of the person at the time of the drawing. If someone is deceased, you put an X through it, and you put their age of death in there. And you can go through, so if a person is homosexual, this is a sign for that. If they're bisexual, if they've had a male to female, transgender, I mean, this is a pretty inclusive kind of system. And then you can, when a couple is in a relationship, you draw a line between them like this. And if they're married but separated, you put a single line. If they're back together after separation, if they've been divorced, you put a double line like that and put the year they were divorced. And you can just go through all of these different kinds of unions. I mean, we have all kinds of unions are on here. So once again, it's pretty inclusive. And then there's different ways of indicating the kind of child. Like if you're a biologically born son, you have a single line to a square. See here you have the father, which is in relationship with this mother. And then if they're adopted, then you have a single line, a solid line, and a dotted line. If they're a foster child, if there was an abortion, a stillbirth, a miscarriage, a pregnancy, like they're currently pregnant. So identical twins. So it's pretty cool. And then this is the really important part here, is if you go through these interpersonal relationships, you'll see that there's different codes for the kind of relationship that people have. Like if it's just a positive, good relationship, then it's just one single solid line. If it's a close relationship, then it's two solid lines. If it's kind of a distant relationship, they're not really that connected, it's a dotted line. If they're close but hostile, they're always like bickering with each other, you can put this line. And you can just go through all these different codes, and then over here there's displayable attributes, and you may or may not want to get this close into it, but like if they have abuse, substance abuse, alcohol abuse, those kinds of things. So I just wanted to show you these things. Again, there's examples of them, and there are the symbols right here. And if we go back to our website, this link right here, a key to the symbols used in Genograms, takes you directly to all of the symbols that you'll need. And so basically what you're going to be doing is drawing out your family tree to look like this one. And you can see here we've got Daniel is the key identifier, and he's 30 years old, born in 1974. And then you can see Andre is Daniel's father, and Lisa is, or actually Helena is Daniel's mother. But then Elena died in 1981. Andre's second marriage in 1983 to Lisa goes up here. And you can see their different relationships. So I just wanted to make this video to show you where things are, and then you can explore them on your own. And again, I want to highlight, if you come over here to the How Do I Fit, if you click on this Facebook button at the bottom of that, it's going to take you to our Facebook page called the How Do I Fit Project, which is a closed Facebook group, which means that only people who are allowed into this group can see it. So it's basically our youth group online. So I encourage you, if you haven't already joined, come over here and ask to join this group, and it'll come to me, and I'll give you permission to come in the group, and then we can chat with each other and talk about our family stories. So I hope that you enjoy this holiday season, maybe learning more about your family story, and in doing that, you learn more about your own story. Have a great week.